Hey everybody, welcome. I'm really excited about this. Are you struggling in getting conversions in your funnels, working hard at your online business, or you're just starting out, or you've been at it for a long time and just can't get over the hump and you feel like you're just missing something? What am I missing? I can't put my finger on it. Guys, in these video series, we're going to talk about Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson and 3 methods that nobody is talking about. Guys, with these 3 methods, if you follow them and follow this book closely, it will turn your business around. Guys, I'm really excited about this. My name is Darren Hyatt, and I'll see you in those videos. Hey everybody, welcome to my training tonight. I almost said welcome to review. I did this about 3 times in a row, but I do reviews on awesome coming up products, and it's kind of a habit. I think I do 5 or 6 a week. But guys, tonight we're going to do a little training out of Expert Secrets. I think this is our 5th one. I chose this book because by Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. If you don't know who he is, look him up. Look him up. And this guy is barely made it through college. I can't remember what thing, but he was a wrestler, and he was very successful, and that's what got his scholarship in college, and then that's what got his start. His story is awesome. Check his bio out on the internet, but I don't know who don't know the guy, because he's made millions of dollars off just his Expert Secrets, his bundle, the traffic. I think he's got, let's see, the .com secrets, Expert Secrets, traffic secrets, and there's another one I can't remember. But anyway, guys, our last video we talked about, it was on putting on the hat, taking identity of a reporter. And when you're starting out, you decided what your superpower is. You realize, yes, I can be a leader. I could learn to be a leader. And you decide what you're doing. You got that spark going. You're putting things together. And so you're interviewing those successful gurus that are in your niche. And you're the reporter. You're sitting here going like this, writing things down. Now, you got all the information down. What are you going to do with it? Now, you could only keep learning so long. We always learn, but somehow you got to start putting that into action. Because if you don't, believe me, I'm guilty. You start getting burned out, start doubting yourself. So time to start creating your framework. Now, this part of the book we're going to call, it's called Building Your Own Framework. Now, just like I mentioned earlier in the intro, is your framework is kind of like a map to your destination. And you got to know, it's those little details that a lot of gurus don't teach you about what you need to keep your business together and create income. Because you create a framework, and you could take that and sell it, and it's a lot easier. Now, Russell Brunson has a story about, he was like a very successful wrestler in high school and college. He was like a state champ, and he was asked by a coach to come teach some kids wrestling. So he went there, and he had a difficult time doing that because he was the best wrestler in the whole world. So he got them together, and he started really, asking himself questions about these moves that he knows, so he could teach it to these kids. And so he created some framework. And he said that by learning the framework to teach these kids how to wrestle made him a lot better athlete. But anyway, moving forward, I'm going to read this first paragraph. As I'm going through the process of growth, and he's talking about the first 2 phases, I'm looking for patterns of how to achieve certain results. For each of these patterns is a process of framework for success. As you get into creating content, telling stories, now picture yourself, you're creating content, maybe doing some YouTube live or YouTube downloads. Having your own framework become essential. As you've probably seen in now his other books, he talks about each chapter has a framework that I teach from. You'll notice that this chapter has 5-part framework for becoming an expert. Now this is a framework, how to create framework here, if you want a great example. So he goes on to say in Secret 3, I'll show you my framework for creating your blue ocean in this book here. Over the years, as I've been studying each concept, interviewing others, and testing out the principles in my business and my life, I looked for the patterns of what worked, and then I created a process or framework to make it easier for others to replicate my success. Now, keep in mind, this book is basically his journey, and he's basically done the same thing, and he's teaching you the same thing that he has gone through. And down here, let's see. Now, and then he breaks it down. Now it says step 1, create your framework hypothesis. Now, these first phases that we talked about in those last videos, you will be spending learning other people's framework for success. It could be by reading their books, listening to other podcasts, or watching them speak at live events. As you transition to your role as the reporter, you will have a unique opportunity to dig deeper into their framework. Ask them personalized questions and gain a level of mastery in their process that very few people will ever have access to. Now your job now is to become a framework creator. You do this by taking the information you've learned from tons of the different sources that you've learned and other people's frameworks, looking at it and organizing it into your own personalized hypothesis. For the first framework, during this step, you are doing what Bruce Lee meant when he said, research your own experience, absorb what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is essentially your own. The process is similar to my friend Howard Berg, the world's fastest reader, did when I asked him his opinion of God. He picks a topic, reads dozens or more books around the topic to see everyone's point of view and create his own opinion by based on seeing all sides of the argument. That is your job, to build your own framework after seeing all the other ways and other opportunities people are using to try and achieve that result. Now, he's talking about all your framework or all your niches you're looking into. Any niche. You're taking every topic and compiling it all together. And he goes on, he's got in here, this is Christopher Vogler, author of The Writer Journey, said in a lecture, as you listen to anyone's ideas, you'll find, oh, there's a useful idea, and that's right, and I agree with that, and that, oh, I never knew that. I never thought of that before. But at the same point, you make up your own ideas and you create your own lingo, your own shared language with the people that you work with. So take it in or absorb it, take notes, and pull out a piece here and there and sounds right to your observation of the world. This is all about how you perceive things as an artist, so you got to make it your own. Now, and he goes on to say here, your hypothesis, this is your first draft here. Now you take everything you've learned and pretend like that client is you're interviewing all these other people you learned for. Now you interview you yourself. Go all the way back to where you're in your first spark and what you want, what journey you want to take, and what how much money you want to make, or what niche you want to work in, and you want to interview yourself. How? And he goes on to say here, and then he says, make a bullet list of as many topics as you can think of. The more the better. For example, when I wrote .com Secrets, my initial set of things I would have taught the younger version of me look something like this. And I'll just read a few. How to make a funnel that generates. Now, you want to sit down, and if you're in like the weight loss industry, how to lose weight within and still eating good food. You know, you want to write all that stuff down. What do you want to, does that make sense? What would have you want to taught the younger you? Anyway, next page. Now, Russell goes on and says, keep doing the bullet points like this until you have everything you need to teach others to guarantee them the results you promised. After you make the list, you need to organize it into an outline in order that you would teach the bullet points yourself, similar to a table of contents in a book. Now, just for example, this book here, Expert Secrets, or let's go, I got one. Here's a .com Secrets book. Now, I hope I can get this up there, but just like these first, I don't know if you could read that. Well, anyway, the table of contents where it says section 1, sales funnel secrets, then then secret 1. This is his framework, the secret formula, page 16. Now, if you notice, now you could break, this is a book. This is how you break everything down, like your funnels and everything. Now, we'll go to page 16. Okay, the secret formula, secret 1. Then he's got that broke down. That's kind of introduced him into the creating or the secret formula. Then he has question 1, who's your dream customer? Then he touches on that and he actually breaks it down to a little short more. Then question 2, where are your dream customers congregating? Then question 3, and he's got that broke down. And he's even got question 2, what it breaks down even more. So think of yourself, interview yourself, write down all those things that you've learned in the order that you want to teach them. Then kind of like cliff notes off to the side, you want to break these down. Kind of like how I cook a dish in under 20 minutes. Then you write down, you break it down first you need this. First, I'm not even a cook, so I don't even know. For network marketing, I'm an affiliate network marketer, so how to become an affiliate marketer within 30 days time. Then you start breaking it down. What do you want? Interview yourself. What do I want to teach first? What would the younger me want to learn first? Okay, I don't know how to wrap this up. I don't know how to put this together. So you want to teach them how to create a framework. Well, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever order. And then it doesn't take perfection overnight. Then the next step he talks about here, where it says, I'm going to read another thing. Each section of this book is also framework, as each chapter. The secret formula in chapter 1 is its own framework. Hook, story, offer in chapter 2, its own framework. In fact, right now, this chapter you're reading is its own framework. The voice as an expert, and you're reading step 3 of 5 right now. Are you starting to see how this framework works? In the next chapter, I will be giving you framework on how to teach frameworks. And after that, you'll move into my next framework and so on. So another one I want to touch bases on here. The better you are creating and teaching frameworks, the more successful you will become. Step 2, he talks about test your frameworks, hypothesis on yourself. The reason he gives an example of Tim Ferriss in the 4-Hour Work Week. And I actually read that book, and this dude is the bomb. What Russell says, the reason why I like Tim Ferriss, because he doesn't just learn something and republish it. He studies the best, interviews the top experts on the planet, and becomes a human guinea pig to test out their ideas and see if they work before they publishes them. In fact, Newsweek called Tim the world's best guinea pig. So to better understand a diet and supplements of how it affected his glucose levels, he had a glucose meter implanted in his abdomen, and he also took more than 1,000 blood tests, often taking them daily to see how different things affected his body. I mean, that's cool. I'm sure you don't have to take it to that extreme, but it's a great example, right? How to investigate your niche you want to work in. So then Russell says here, I told people, make sure I don't miss anything important. Now I'm kind of skipping through this, guys. If you need to get this book, just click in the description below in my YouTube video, and you could get a Expert Secrets book free. Just have to pay the shipping. In fact, I think there's an offer in there. You can get them all, but I think it's a little more. But it's a pretty good deal. I think I make $1 a book. But anyway, so he says, Russell says, I told people after I wrote .com Secrets that I learned many of those concepts from other people's before me. But then I took every one of the ideas and tested them on my own businesses, refined the processes, found out what worked and what didn't work, learned my own insights, formed my own hypothesis, and tested those hypotheses from the process I learned in this book. So I hope you guys are getting the gist of things. And my whole goal is that you start your own niche, you start your business. The only thing you need is a roadmap and belief that you can be that person. You could grab that. You don't have to know everything to start your own offer. Often as you go through the process, you'll find that parts of your framework hypothesis don't work, or you figure out ways to do it better. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that is the goal, to find the holes and figure out better ways to get outcomes. There's no wrong thing with that. In fact, that is the goal, to find out holes and figure out better ways to get the outcomes your framework is designed to get. Even after years of teaching certain frameworks, things in the market will change, or I'll learn something new, or discover a better way to accomplish. I'm trying to teach others, and I update and change frameworks when those things happen. Anyone looking at the first edition of .com Secrets or these books will notice hundreds of pages, changes, and updates to the frameworks I shared initially. This all came from years of testing the concepts that with more and more people, and making adjustments as we found them. That was the end of that step, end of step 2. So basically, that last step, a recap: create framework, your hypothesis, write everything down that you would teach the younger you that you would want to know, and write them in the order that you would like to learn them. Okay, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, the next one would be step 3. Give your framework a proprietary name. After you've created your framework, you need a name for your proprietary system. Russell says, I like having an easy name for my framework so people can remember the process by the name itself, but also it becomes a proprietary methodology that I own. For example, a few of the frameworks I've created that have become part of our industry jargon because we use them so much are Hook Story Offer, Perfect Webinar, the Value Ladder, and the Epiphany Bridge. So that's interesting. That comes straight from Russell. After I name the framework, I then want to have a description of what it is and what it will do if I follow the process. For example, I'll put this up on the screen. You'll see it. My Hook Story Offer, my 3-step system for grabbing your dream customer attention and getting them to pay what you're worth. And so your framework description should fit into these sentences. And it has a blank, your framework name, and like your framework name would be, let's say if you're in the work, the health and fitness, how to lose weight, then my 5-step, and you could write fill in 5-step framework on how to lose 10 pounds results in 30 days. So at this point, you should have the basic outline for the framework. Your framework name, its description, and your outline of what you'll be teaching inside each step. You now have framework hypothesis. In the next chapter, I'll be showing you how to teach this framework. But for now, you're not ready. This is just an hypothesis, and you have to see it if it actually works. So, guys, that is how to create your framework. I hope that makes sense. I know you could order that book, and my goal is to go through this whole book, and hopefully I get some people, I could change some people's lives, because this book has changed my life. And I used to be disorganized. I was missing out on a lot of little things on putting an offer together. But guys, that's what I got for you. On the next video, we're going to talk about phase 4, work for free, serving your future dream clients. That's kind of interesting, right? We've gone through, just to recap, started with the dreamer, and to become a reporter. You're a reporter, you got your reporter's hat, gather all your information, you went to the meetings, you got really personally involved with those successful entrepreneurs. The thing I would suggest to you, from my experience, is I'm still on my journey. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Don't get that shiny object syndrome. Just focus on those small things you need to do to build your offer and be successful. Now, we talked about creating a framework and how the hypothesis, writing down everything you want to learn in order. And now the next one is how to become a servant, serve others. Anyway, guys, we'll see you on the next video, and I really appreciate you sticking with me, and God bless, and take care. Or I might see you in a review too, right?